Hello and welcome to the thing you've all been waiting for, the thing you've been looking forward to since you signed up for Blueprint. That's right, it's time to get crazy, it's date time. First, let's start with the basics. What is a date? Well, the dictionary defines date as the day of the month or year as specified by a number. Historically, dates have been more varied than they are today, but today in the US and most of the rest of the world, we use a refined version of the Julian calendar that was created by Julius Caesar in 46 BC. The version we use today is referred to as the Gregorian calendar, which was put in place by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582. The difference between the two is incredibly slight and is essentially a difference in the way leap years are prescribed. For more interesting historical breakdowns on the history of calendars and time, check out Marc's terrific time talks starting monthly in second semester. With all that out of the way, let's get into everyone's second favorite thing, the first obviously being the history of time recording, AP style. So you think dates are pretty forward, right? You've written them your whole life. Christmas is December 25th, St. Patrick's Day is March 17th, Independence Day is July 4th. Well, we say 4th of July, but whatever, you get the point. Guess what? Everything you know is a lie. Christmas, December 25th, wrong. St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, also wrong. Independence Day, wrong. Everything you know is a lie. I hope you're not too surprised because we are about to start second semester, so you should have some familiarity with how to write dates. But let's go over, from the beginning, how to write dates in AP style. First, forget the stuff and then. Those waste space, and AP style hates to waste space because journalism still obviously revolves around print editions. Let's go over an example of how to properly write a date. So, for Christmas, you would write DEC period 25, 2017. Now let's go over the abbreviations. You notice that in the last example, instead of writing out the word December, we wrote DEC. But how do I remember which months are abbreviated and which aren't? Well, there's a relatively simple rule to follow. If a month has less than 5 letters, you write it out all the way. All these months come in a row, so that's one way to remember them. They're also listed on the left. They're March, April, May, June, July. The other months have either a 3 or 4 letter abbreviation. So they're January is Jan, February is Feb, August is Aug, September is Sept, there's 4 letters, I don't know why, October is Oct, November is Nov, and December is Dec. But if there's no date, that means day of the month, there's no abbreviation. So for example, if you're going to write something about December 2017, you write out the whole word December and then add the year. Also note, there is no comma in between December and 2017. If you're writing the date, as in this example, you're going to abbreviate that, that's a test, and then you're going to put a comma after the number. Here's an example sentence, Christmas is December 25th, 2017, but we write it in a different way. Do not use yesterday or tomorrow. Only use them in quotes, they're confusing, they're ambiguous, don't use them in print, write out the date. Alright, if you're going to make a table and infographic, you're going to use these abbreviations, all 3 letters, no periods. I don't know if you're going to have to do that. Here's an example infographic, first day of each month. As you can see, 3 letters, no period. Alright, let's talk about decades. Decades are pretty popular. Some popular ones include the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. So here's how you write them. 1800s, that could be a decade or a century. No apostrophe or no comma, just an S after the numbers. If you're going to write a decade without putting the millennia and the century in front of it, you're going to put an apostrophe before the numbers. S, again, no apostrophe other. And then here's another example, 1960s. And hopefully now, you know a little bit about dates. End.